3.7 million UK homes were built in the 1930s. About 1 in 7 of every house in the country. And if you live in one, you've probably asked the same question. Will a heat pump even work in a house this old? The honest answer is yes. What matters for a heat pump is one specific fact about how they were built. The 1930s is the moment cavity wall construction became default in British house building. 2 leaves of brick with a 50mm air gap between them. By the mid-30s, speculative builders were putting up almost every new house that way. That's the physical fact that decides what comes next. Let's start with the technology. A modern air source heat pump runs down to outdoor temperatures between -20 and -28 Celsius. In England, winter lows sit between -4 and +4. The heat pump is nowhere near its limit, and it works just fine. So the question isn't whether a heat pump fits a 1930s house, it's whether your 1930s house will run the heat pump efficiently. And that comes down to fabric. Heat pump efficiency is measured by Seasonal Coefficient of Performance, SCOP for short. It tells you how many units of heat you get for each unit of electricity, averaged over a real winter. More than 250 UK homes upload metered heat pump data to Heat Pump Monitor. The fleet averages a SCOP of around 3.9. The Energy Saving Trust quotes a typical figure of 3 across UK homes generally. The gap between those numbers is the gap between a well-fabriced home and a leaky one. For a 1930s house, that means cavity-filled walls and a properly insulated loft, or empty cavities and a thin layer of old fiberglass. Cavity wall insulation costs £400 to £1,200 unsubsidized, or nothing under ECO4 if you qualify. It pays back in 2 to 4 years on the heating bill, regardless of your current heating system. A heat pump on top just compounds the saving. If your walls are empty, fill them. If they are already filled, you're in the good band. 2 other things to know. Heat pumps run at a lower flow temperature than gas combis, 50 degrees against 65 or 70. The same radiator delivers about half the heat at the lower temperature, so some rooms may need a bigger panel or another one. An MCS-certified installer surveys the house room by room and prices any radiator changes into the quote. Heat pumps store hot water in a cylinder, and combi boilers don't. So switching to a heat pump means you'll also need a cylinder. £1,500 to £6,000, depending on where it fits and how much new pipework it needs. Let's put the numbers together. A heat pump install in a typical 1930s semi sits in the $10,000 to £14,000 band. That's based on the MCS data for last year. The £7,500 boiler upgrade scheme grant comes off as an installer discount. Net price, $2,500 to $6,500. Plus a cylinder if you need one, and any radiator changes from the heat loss survey. So, a heat pump works in a 1930s house, and you know where to look now. Check the cavity and check the loft. If you need help with the numbers, run your postcode through HeatPass. It's free. Full written guide linked in the description.